Hey friends, hey, this is Blake. Thank you for visiting my channel again. It means so much to me. I want to hop on here and kind of talk about the dating group again, if that's okay. And I want to address a couple of comments that were made on there and share my side of the story, if that's okay, and just kind of tell you the truth like I have in the other videos. And the first one is I actually had a date with someone. I think this was a New Year's date, and she had made the comment that I guess I ended the date early. We were supposed to go watch the ball drop, and we ended up not going. And it was I guess she said it was because I didn't drink alcohol, which is true. I don't drink alcohol, but that's not the reason I ended the date. And I want to share that with you, if that's okay. So the real reason is over dinner, this woman went on to tell me that her job at night was to watch porn. She, I think it's Google. She worked for Google, and her job was, her responsibility is to watch all porn as it's being uploaded to the internet to make sure there was nothing illegal in it, right? So, you can imagine hearing that over dinner, and I was like, check please. I was just like, I knew that's not what I wanted in my next relationship, right? So so you don't hear that side of it, unfortunately, and I just wanted to kind of get on here and share my side of it and the truth, and tell you that that was kind of the reason I ended that date, to be very honest with you. It's just not something I'm looking for in this chapter of my life. I know there's a lot of men out there that would be like, heck yeah, that's my girl. But no, not me. I'm looking for more of that intimate connection, that relationship. And I don't really, that's not what I'm looking for. So I think if you as a woman, I think if you were on a date and a man came up to you and said, hey, by the way, I have this job at night where I watch porn as it gets uploaded through the internet. I think you would probably check out too. I don't think you would probably, want to have a second date with them, and you would probably cut the date early maybe too as well, if you knew that about them. I don't know. I just don't think you want your man watching porn every night as his job and getting, paid to watch porn. I may be wrong, but that's just kind of what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. So anyway, she was so sweet, and I would have definitely went out with her again on another date. That was just one of those things where I just couldn't, unfortunately. It's just not, it was just something I couldn't overlook, right? If that makes sense. Another comment on there was he has been on the dating site forever. And granted, this comes from, I know, one of the friends, right, of the two corrupt women I was telling you about in my other videos. And gosh, once again, let me explain that if I can. So no, I wasn't on there forever. Okay, so let me explain. So if you've been on online dating for a while, it can be exhausting at times, right? So what would happen is I would be on there for a while, and let's say have some dates for a little bit, and gosh, this is exhausting. So I would take a break for a couple months and just kind of decompress and just focus on, whatever I'm focusing on in my life at that time. And then maybe after, 3 months, I'm like, okay, let's see if things have changed. Let me get back on there, right? And see if there's anyone new on there. And you get back on there, and then you have some few dates, and then you're like, oh gosh, it's still exhausting, I'm gonna take a break. So you're kind of on and off. Does that make sense? You're kind of on and off over a period of time. So it may appear that you're on there kind of all the time, but in reality, you're really not. It's just, I guess they're seeing it when you make your profile visible or whatever. But my question is how do you know I'm on there forever, right? To me, that tells me you're probably doing the same thing, because you're probably getting on there and having some dates with some men, and you're probably like, gosh, these men are dogs or whatever, and you're taking a break, and then you get back on and you take a break, and then you're on there for a while. So you're probably doing the same thing. So if you've been on online dating for a while, you kind of know what I'm talking about. It's just so exhausting. And so anyway, I've decided I'm not going to ever get on online dating again, because the main reason I want to is I want to find someone organically this time. Like, I'm one of those guys, honestly, it's so funny. I've never in my entire life, like, walked up to a stranger at a place and like asked for her phone number or asked her on a date. I've never done that in my entire life. But I feel like in my heart now, like I want to meet someone at the grocery store or the mall. You just kind of when you're least expecting it, if that makes sense. Like, hey, can I ask you a question about this recipe? And just start up a conversation, and, it just kind of leads to something, if that makes sense. I want to meet someone organically, in public or, in passing somehow, if that makes sense, and just let it I want love to find me naturally this time. It's really what I'm trying to say. and not feel like it's forced. I think online dating sometimes can feel so forced, you know, and you're just, oh gosh, it's so exhausting. So hopefully you can relate to what I'm trying to say. And if you can, you know, send me an email. And speaking of emails, thank you. I have got so many wonderful kind of emails from everyone, and I cannot say enough how thankful I am for that. You know, this little channel is just my way of, you know, taking some accountability and taking some ownership and apologizing and trying to grow and be better, and also more importantly help other men grow too in their relationships. Is really the goal. So to some of the emails I've gotten have been so wonderful, and I really appreciate that so much. But stay tuned. I hope to upload some more videos over the weekend, and y'all have a great day, and thank you so much for taking the time to visit my little channel, and stay tuned to the next video.